Uh, well, it's been quite an enlightening evening, Lisa. But I'm curious, in terms of the future, what are you looking for? Like, how do you envision your life in 5 or 10 years?
Oh, Michael, I've thought about this a lot. Honestly, I see myself not working at all. I want to be a housewife. There's nothing more fulfilling than managing a home, right? Shopping, organizing parties, spa days.
Interesting perspective. And in the vision, how does your partner fit into the picture?
Well, he'd obviously be the breadwinner. I believe it's a man's job to provide, and my role would be to make sure we have a beautiful home life. He should be successful enough to afford comfortable lifestyle for both of us.
Oh, I'm sorry, miss. Actually, could we get your opinion on this? Do you think it's fair for one partner to handle all the financial responsibilities while the other manages the home?
Well, every couple has their dynamic, but personally, I find the idea a bit outdated. I believe in contributing equally, financially and domestically. It feels more like a partnership that way.
Interesting. What's your name?
My name's Amy.
Well, that's a noble idea, Amy, but not everyone enjoys a hustle. Some of us prefer to focus on the finer aspects of life. Plus, isn't it a man's pride to provide for his family?
But don't you think that puts a lot of pressure on one person? Like, what if circumstances change, like a job or a job loss or health issues?
That's just being pessimistic, Michael. A smart woman chooses a man who is established enough to not fall into those situations. Plus, it's about living a good life, right?
Amy, you mentioned equal contributions. Do you think that approach affects the relationship differently?
Definitely. It's about respect and support. If both partners invest in the relationship, not just financially, but emotionally and practically, it builds a stronger bond. Dependence can be risky, not just for the couple, but also as an individual.
Oh, come on, Amy. We can't all be as idealistic as you. Some of us are more realistic about our capabilities and desires. I know what I'm good at, and it's certainly not slaving at some job.
It's a fascinating difference in perspective. Thanks for sharing, Amy. Lisa, it's definitely interesting to hear how clearly you've planned your future, but what are your thoughts on independence, particularly financial independence for women?
Michael, I think if a woman wants to work, then that's her choice. But personally, I don't see the appeal. Why struggle when you can live comfortably? A smart woman marries well. Independence is overrated if it means you have to work to no end.
So, in your view, financial security from a husband is more important than achieving it on your own?
Absolutely. It's not about just security, it's about enjoying life. I mean, why earn more money when you can marry into it? It's about making smart choices, not hard ones.
But don't you think there's value in earning your own way? I mean, there's a lot of pride and accomplishment in that too, isn't there?
Maybe for some, Amy, but I'd rather have pride in a beautiful home and a happy husband. Besides, accomplishments can come in many different forms, not just a paycheck.
Interesting point, Lisa. Amy, you mentioned pride and accomplishments. How do you balance work and personal life?
Well, it's not easy, but I believe in working hard and finding satisfaction in my independence. I wouldn't want to rely completely on someone else for my lifestyle. It's about having control over my own life and my own choices.
To each their own, I suppose. But Michael, imagine never having to worry about bills or work stress because your spouse takes care of it all. Isn't that a little bit more appealing life?
It's an interesting perspective, but Amy, have you ever faced any criticism for your views? Like, especially in a society that often values financial success as a measure of a good life?
All the time. People think I'm just biding my time until I find someone to take care of me, but that's not my plan. I believe in self-sufficiency. It might be less glamorous, but it's genuine.
Well, I think it's a waste of life's potential just to work endlessly. If a man can't provide the life I want, why would I be with him? It's about standards, Michael.
Well, it seems we have quite different views on responsibility and partnership. It's definitely giving me a lot to think about.
Well, let me know if you guys need anything else.
It's been quite an enlightening evening, Lisa. I appreciate your honesty for sharing your views. And before we end, I have one last question. How would you feel about splitting the bill tonight?
Split the bill? Michael, I thought you were joking. You know, it's really the man's responsibility to pay on a date. It's traditional, it's courteous.
I see, but tradition is important, of course, but isn't partnership also about equality, sharing responsibilities?
Well, yes, but not when it comes to this. It sets the tone, you know? A man who makes his date pay is sending a message that he can't provide.
Hey, hope everything was to your satisfaction.
Yes, thank you, Amy. I believe this is an interesting point you make about setting tones. Amy, what's your take on splitting bills on dates?
I think it's fair, especially early in a relationship. I mean, it shows respect and understanding that both people are on equal footing. It's not about who can provide, it's about mutual respect.
That's a modern way of looking at things, but that's not for everyone. Some of us prefer men to be gentlemen in a traditional sense.
I understand your perspective, Lisa. However, tonight has really been about understanding deeper values and seeing if our visions align.
Michael, I hope you know that I can be very accommodating. We can always find a common ground, especially if we're talking about building a future together.
Lisa, your candor has been invaluable. Thank you. But I think it's clear that our values differ significantly. I respect your honesty, but I'm looking for a partner who shares my views on equality and mutual support.
Michael, let's not be too hasty. Perhaps I was too quick to judge, and we can discuss this further, can't we?
I appreciate the offer, but I believe we've both shown our true colors tonight. And I wish you the best, Lisa. Thank you for your insights tonight, Amy. Would you be interested in grabbing a coffee sometime? I'd enjoy continuing our conversation about life and values.
You know, I'd like that, Michael. Thank you.
Are you serious, Michael? After all this, you're choosing a waitress over me in front of everyone?
Please lower your voice, all right? This isn't about choosing someone over you. It's about shared values and compatibility.
Compatibility. You're a billionaire, Michael. You could have anyone, and you're choosing someone who can't even match your lifestyle? What does she have that I don't?
Lisa, I think you're misunderstanding.
No, you stay out of this. This is between me and him. You're just a convenient excuse for him to make a point.
Lisa, it's not about money or social status. It's about finding someone who understands and shares the same outlook on life as I do. Someone who values hard work, respect, and equality.
Values? You think you can judge me from one date. You're just afraid of commitment, and you're using this as an excuse to get out of something real.
Sorry you feel that way, Lisa. This was never about putting you down. It's about honesty and what I'm looking for in a life partner.
Well, enjoy your coffee with your life partner. I hope you two have a lot to talk about, like how to scrape by on a waitress's salary.
Lisa, wealth isn't what makes someone worthy of respect or love.
You'll regret this, Michael. You'll see that you passed up on someone that could have been perfect for you.
I'm sorry you had to see that, Amy. And thank you for handling it with grace.
You know, it's okay, Michael. It's not the first time I've been yelled at here, but it's definitely the most interesting.
Yeah, you can say that again. How does next week sound for coffee?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Awesome.